Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Woken Matt Hardy, and this is a very special fan question and answer. This is being originally published on September the 9th, 2018. These questions were asked via Twitter, and I'm going to be responding via video. All of the questions answered will be on my YouTube page, which is MATTHARDYBRAND, and some of the questions will be appearing on Twitter. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Let's get started right now. The first question comes from Woken Dave Platinum. Dave asks, what would you say to the fans that have stuck by you through the good, the bad, and everything in between and still stand with you today? Hello, disciple. Hello, Woken Dave Platinum. Let me answer that for you. It's a very simple answer. And first and foremost, I just want to say thank you so much. I am eternally grateful to the fans who have supported me and had my back since day one. And that's been 26 years worth of entertainment and nonsense and insanity and craziness and good and bad and ups and downs and highs and lows. And for the people that have been with me for this entire roller coaster ride, I'm just eternally grateful for each and every one of you, because you all have allowed me to live out my dream. And my dream as a child was to be a professional wrestler, be an entertainer, and that's what I've been able to do. You allow me to entertain you. You allow me to come into your homes via television set, and you allow me to continue to make a living doing what I love and fulfilling my dream. So all I can say is thank you. I can never say thank you enough. The next question comes from Kim. Kim asks, back in 2006, when you and Jeff started teaming again for several matches, they called you guys Team Xtreme instead of the Hardy Boys. And then you were announced just as the Hardys for the rest of that run. Whose idea was it to switch it up? Well, Kim, I'll be honest. I know when we first came back, they went with the moniker of Team Xtreme because that's kind of was our popular catchphrase and kind of the personification of the Hardy Boys, extreme guys, adrenaline junkies. And then I think they said, well, let's just go with the Hardy Boys. That way it's Matt and Jeff. And someone said, and I'm not sure if this was a Vince call or someone directly underneath Vince, said, I don't know, Hardy Boys, these guys have been around for a while. They're getting a little old to be called boys. So then they just changed our name to the Hardys for the time being. And I do know that's why that happened. So it'd been a few years, and we had grown up a little bit, and we weren't young spring chickens. So as opposed to being the Hardy Boys, we were called just the Hardys. But regardless of how old we live to be, we'll always be called the Hardy Boys. The next question comes from Justin. Justin asks, do you think you will ever go back to Impact Wrestling or Ring of Honor? Look at you, Justin, trying to come with a question that's going to get me heat, trying to put me on the hot seat. That's okay. I am very honest with myself, and I like thought-provoking questions like such. In a perfect world, in a perfect scenario, I will finish the remainder of my career with WWE. Because when I came back to WWE, I really wanted to, and it was important to me, because I felt like I owed WWE a debt. I hated how I left in 2010, 2011. I was just burnt out on every level possible, and I wanted to come back and leave on a high note, and I felt like I owed them a debt in many ways. So, yeah, in a perfect world, I want to finish my career in WWE. With that being said, I'm not naive enough to say that I will never leave WWE. I mean, anything is possible in this world. We don't live in a perfect world. We don't live in a perfect scenario. And sure, could I see myself going back to an Impact Wrestling or Ring of Honor if something didn't work? Either with the scheduling of WWE or whatever the job was, and it conflicted with my family, and I could do a shot here and there and kind of have my own schedule, almost like a Jericho does. Sure, it's a possibility. Anything's possible. I am too intelligent to deny that, so hope that answers your question. The next question is from Andrew. Andrew asks, do you think the Woken gimmick is not as popular as your Broken gimmick? Or is it the WWE not giving you the full control of the gimmick? Well, first and foremost, I want to say this. When you work for the WWE, that is a massive, enormous, vast corporation, global corporation, No one that's a performer has full creative control. That's a myth. It's not true. It doesn't happen. There is a big difference between Broken Matt Hardy and Woken Matt Hardy. Broken Matt Hardy has never been in WWE for sure. When I did Broken Matt Hardy at Impact Wrestling and Ring of Honor, whatever, I was in control of everything I wanted to do, and I didn't have to meet any standards such as a rating for children, and I didn't have to worry about people that were sponsors or advertisers for the programming being offended because of whatever I did or how controversial it was. And that was really cool, and it was very creatively liberating, no doubt about it. At WWE, it's very different. And a lot of wrestling fans, especially the frustrated internet fan, they don't understand that WWE has these strict parameters they have to work around too, also for the television programming. Like they don't want to, they can't annoy or they can't offend certain sponsors and whatever. They kind of have to stay like in this weird lane, and sure, WWE is not perfect and they don't make perfect decisions and they put out so much content. It's truly impressive that they're able to put out as much content with as many people, and just their content is unbelievable. No one else puts out the content, especially live content, that a company like the WWE does. It's really an undertaking, and it's extremely impressive. So Broken Matt Hardy and Woken Matt Hardy are both very different. And there's a lot of things I did as Broken Matt Hardy that I'm extremely proud about that was really, really fun. There's a ton of stuff I've done as Woken Matt Hardy that I'm extremely proud of and that I liked. Could it have been better? Maybe so, but I understand the scenario. I'm working for a big corporation that has parameters, and you don't always get what you want, and that's just the truth of the matter, But the fact is, when you come to the WWE, you get so much more exposure globally, and then you also make more money. I mean, that's just another fact, and that's what at the end of the day, whenever you go to a job and you want to work and bring home money for your family, I think the majority of people would agree that a job is supposed to be based to make as much money as possible to give you and your family the best life possible. So that's my answer to that question. Hope that helps. The next question is from Justin. Justin asks, which do you think will happen first? Matt Hardy will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. The Hardy Boys will go into the WWE Hall of Fame together, or will the trio of Team Xtreme go in as a unit together? I got to be honest, Justin. I think this is a layup. I think it's an easy question. Myself and Jeff, we have both been able to survive on our own as singles competitors, and we've both done a lot of really cool stuff on our own and won championships and had interesting twists and turns from a character perspective. But I am 100% certain that when the day comes that we go into the WWE Hall of Fame, if we go into the WWE Hall of Fame, that Matt and Jeff will go together as the Hardy Boys. The next question is from Brindor, and the question is, what is your favorite sandwich? Okay, of course you're going to ask Matt Hardy, a guy who's currently on a very strict diet, about what his favorite sandwich is. It's just going to make me mad even answering that question, because bread is something that I rarely eat now. It's something that is kind of off my diet considering I'm on a strict diet. I got to tell you this, it's kind of changed throughout the years, but most recently I would say the sandwich I get the biggest cravings for, and this is going to sound crazy, is a Reuben. A good Reuben with some good meat and some sauerkraut and a good sauce. It's yummy. But unfortunately, I can't eat it. I want to hold up the bullying sign that has the sad face on it. The next question is from Ivy. Ivy asks, what's your opinion about All In? Well, full disclosure, I got to be honest, I haven't watched the All In pay-per-view. I watched the 0 Hour pre-show that was on television. I set my DVR to get that. I was actually busy that day. I followed it online, and obviously I've seen a lot of clips from the show, and it looked extremely impressive. And I love the Bucks. I am big fans of the Young Bucks, both as performers and as people. And I like Cody. I've always liked Cody as well. And I'm just very happy for those three, and I'm very proud of those three. And from everything I've seen from the show, the guys just killed it. I don't know Kenny Omega well. I've met him once, maybe twice, but I like Kenny Omega a lot too, and I think he's a kick-ass entertainer as well. So I'm just very proud of those guys, and I'm happy they had such a smashing, monstrous success with All In. And I hope it continues for them, and I hope they can do more things like that. I think it's good for the industry. It's healthy for the industry. It's healthy for all the talent, and more power to them, man. I'm very proud of everybody that was involved in that show. Good for them. The next question is from Salonika, and she asked, Matt, favorite songs to work out to? Okay, that's an interesting question. I think people who have followed me and my career for a while know probably my favorite bands and music that constantly is in the rotation at some point. I'm a huge Pearl Jam fan. I'm a huge Kings of Leon fan. I'm a huge Public Enemy fan. I like Tool. I like A Perfect Circle. So all those songs are going to kind of be mixed in. And it's funny, when I first started doing Broken Matt Hardy, classical music grew on me quite a bit. And actually, I'll look at my playlist and I'll tell you the songs that are like on my current workout shuffle that I've listened to. Clay Pigeons by Blaze Foley. The Rose by Conway Twitter. Nine Crimes by Damian Rice. Medicine by Daughter. Change by Deftones. Far From Any Road from the Handsome Family. Demons from Imagine Dragons. Beautiful War from Kings of Leon. Use Somebody from Kings of Leon. Back Down South from Kings of Leon. Little Lovin' by Lizzie. Departure, which is from, it was the looped theme from The Leftovers by Max Richter. Fade Into You by Maisie Starr. Moonlight Sonata. David by Noel Gutterson. Where's My Mind by the Pixies. And Lungs by Townes Van Zandt. Oh, one more. And Your Ex-Lover Is Dead by Stars. Oh, one more, I take that back. Grave in the Pines by Clayton McMitchin. So those are the songs that are currently being played in rotation while I work out. So there's your answer.